Hello, everyone. This is your girl, Shanidra, with Let's Dig Deep. Yes, indeedy. If you can hear me clearly, I'm about to break the title down so you can be found wearing your crown. There's no backing down now. So, as you know, the title of the show is Focus on the Win, not the win. I know they sound like I'm saying the same thing, but focus on the WIN instead of the WHEN. Because there's a lot of times that we're like, oh, okay, God, I'm going to win. Yay. You know, He shows the finish line and we're like, oh, goodness, yay. I'm going to win. I'm getting closer to the finish line. And it's like, but when? When am I going to win? And God is like, you just focus on the win, the WIN. Don't worry about when, WHEN. You just worry about winning. And, you know, as I have been on this faith walk for 9 years, since 2015, that's crazy. I've learned how to actually walk it. It's not something that you talk, it's a walk. And if you look up the definition of faith, faith is a belief and trust in God based on evidence without total proof. Now, when you have been found, you will actually be doing this stuff in your actions, and others will be able to see you do this stuff. And I just looked this up today about faith. God had me to wake up at like 3 something in the morning, 2 something in the morning, almost 3. And I looked up the word faith or whatever. And it said the same definition of what this wonderful young lady I spoke to yesterday, she was like, I got to give it to you because you're doing it without the proof. Like, you're still going without even knowing. Without anything showing, you're still going. And I was like, yeah, I mean, that's just what it is. I don't have to necessarily see. As long as I know it's the Almighty, that's all I need to succeed and be who I'm destined to be. But faith is literally a belief. That means you believe that God is going to do what He said He's going to do. A belief and trust in God based on evidence, but without total proof. Like, you have the evidence that God will do it and the confirmation. You just don't know. You just don't have the physical proof. Like, nothing that you're seeing in front of you is showing you any proof that it's going to happen. Like I told you when I had the building and all that stuff, God already said yes before He blessed. So I don't want you to be stressed when He say yes before He bless. Because He'll give you a yes. And you're like, okay, Lord, you said yes. You said yes. You said yes. You said yes. So, I mean, I'm just waiting on you to bless. You know, I believe that you're going to bless without physically seeing, you know, it happen at this moment. Because you've shown it. I have evidence that you will do what you said you would do. You're going to do. You have always done what you said you were going to do. Now, whether I have the clue of how you're going to do what you're going to do, it's irrelevant. Like you said, we have to stay on the when, the WIN, and not when it's going to happen. Because God will wait. We are literally on His time. We are literally on His time. Just like I tell mine. They're like, come on, Mom, come on. You don't rush me. The more you rush me, the longer it's going to take. You don't rush me. You're on my time. I'm not on your time. And that's what God is saying. He said, you're on my time. I'm not on your time. You don't rush me. When you rush me, that means you don't trust me. Oh, now that just came to me. He said, when you rush me, you don't trust me. When you rush me, you don't trust me. So regardless of what we see, regardless of, the bills that get you in your feels, when we have to deal with the bills and the real, and we're like, God, it needs to be done. And, He's like, don't rush me. I need you to trust me. Don't rush me. We're waiting on a job, or we're waiting on a letter, or we're waiting on a car, or a house, or whatever, a spouse. We don't rush God. He said, when you rush Him, you don't trust Him. Let that sink in for a second. That gotta sink into me. That just came to me literally. Before I go on my lives, I always decrease as He increases in me. I ask Him, His words come out of my mouth and not my words. So I'm letting it sink in for a minute. Like, when we rush Him, that means we don't trust Him. That is some deep stuff. But anyways, we gotta trust Him, because faith is a belief and trust in God based on evidence. He already showed you the evidence that He's going to do what He said He's going to do, but without proof. So we don't have the financial proof that, it's going to happen, but we got to keep tapping into what He said. When you're on a race, He gave me this example. He said, when you're on a race, when you're running track, and you're almost at the finish line, and if you haven't been running for a minute, like, you get wore out. You get wore out. On the route, you get wore out. That's just how it is. It's just natural. You're going to naturally get wore out, burnt out, and tired. But it's crazy how right when we're at the end, when we're about to win, the W-I-N, when we're about to win, that's when we want to just stop. I can't do anymore. Oh, I'm exhausted. Oh, I can't breathe. Oh, this is suffocating me. Oh, hold on. And He's like, keep going. You're almost at the finish line. And we're like, oh, I need to stop right here. Like, I cannot move no further. Like, this is too much. Like, let me catch my breath. And He was like, keep going. You're right there. And if the finish line is right here, and we're right here, and where we came from is all the way back here, we're closer to the finish line than going all the way back. I mean, we ran out of breath for nothing if we going back. Like, it's whack if you go back. That's a fact. But if you're this close to the finish line, it only makes sense to finish, to complete it, to finish it, to actually get to the finish line, to win at the end, so we can get the win. That's the whole point in us, doing it to the end so we can finally win, If you go back, you lose. You don't win. If you go back, I gotta go back because I'm so tired. Oh, I can't do this. I gotta go back to the job. Oh, okay. Oh, I gotta go back to the what else, God? cigarettes. Oh, I gotta go back to the weed. Oh, I gotta go back to the drinking. Oh, I gotta go back to the stinking thinking. Oh, I gotta go back to, you know, being stressed and not blessed. Oh, I gotta go back to that man. Oh, I gotta go back to that woman. Oh, I'm tired. I can't do this by myself. I gotta go back. I gotta go back. And God is like, really? You almost there. You are almost there. Almost at the finish line, and you think you gonna go back? Don't you know God has your back? He said, when we are weak, He is strong. That's how we can keep on. We can't do this by ourselves. You are correct. And like I told you, He does give you more than you can bear on your own. But when you belong, you don't do this on your own. So He technically gives you more than you can physically bear. That's why the burdens He can carry when you're scared. But He has your back. You can, it don't matter what attack. All the attacks is whack when He got your back. You feel me? All the attacks are whack when He has your back. That's a fact. So, get it under control. Let go and let God. Go with the flow of God. Swallow your pride. Deny your flesh daily. That's what He told us. He said, deny your flesh daily. There's no maybe to it. I'm grabbing something real quick. But He said, deny yourself daily. He said, try me. Don't deny me. He said, try me. Try Him. Don't deny Him, try Him. You keep trying them, and He said, try Him. This faith walk is not a talk. I hear a lot of people talking. Oh yeah, I be faithing it out, and oh, it be hard, and you know when your money coming. It's not faith. Like it's not faith. You don't know what it takes to have faith. Faith, again, is a belief and trust in God based on evidence, but without the proof. You have the proof that you're going to get paid. You're going to get a check. You know, if you clock in for these hours, there's proof that you're going to get a check. But this is without proof. Like when you don't know how the money's going to come, when you don't know nothing. It's not even, everything is unseen. And everything's looking the opposite of what you were told. That's having faith. That's what it takes to have faith. When it's the opposite of what you were told. When everything is not going your way. That's when faith kicks in, my friend. Not when you, I'll be winning because, no. The reason why you don't have all these attacks is because the devil already got you. You're limited. He already have you. He don't have to attack you. He already got your mind. He has you spiritually blind in the bind. You don't have the trust and faith in God because you can't. There's so many people, I have to know. I felt like that too. I told you I had an A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K plan. L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. I had that type of plan. Like A, don't worry out. B, C, D, E, F, G. You know, I had backup. Like something gonna work. You know, I'm gonna put in the work, but something gotta work. But I had to understand that it's not my plan. He knows the plans that He has for our life. He predestined us. He knew us before He formed us. So we have to trust Him. We are doing His plan, if you don't understand. And His plan is what we actually like to do when we find But it's hard when you keep trying to, do it for God. God has literally taken me completely off, like everything. It's like literally. Remember, I told y'all he said it's out of my hands. He has literally made it completely out of. There's nothing like he's taken everything out of my hands. Like he done snatched it out. Like, yeah, I said everything. Like it's out of your hands. Did you not understand that? Like it's out of your hands. Like literally, you can't do nothing about it. You're gonna have to wait this out. You're gonna have to faith this out. Faith this out, and not have a doubt. Because at the end, you're gonna shout. So don't pout, because you're gonna shout. You're gonna have the win at the end. Just don't worry about when it's gonna happen. I know you have a lot of things that has to happen now. Trust me. Trust me, I know. If anybody knows, I know. I have 2 kids. I have all the bills. I have everything that you have. I know. That's why I acknowledge God in all of my ways. I mean, I literally talk to him all day. Like, we have to have a dog. During this walk, you better trust and believe I'm talking to him. I'm talking to the Lord. Like, what's going on? Like I said, he dropped the mic after he said it. He was just like, focus on the win, not the win. What you think I'm about to... Okay, that's all I want to say. We was reading... we was on Bible study last night, and the way Moses was talking to him, like, it was crazy. Like, we can't get away with that stuff, so don't even try what Moses tried. Like, he was a little bit too bold with God. He was just too close. I mean, I'm very close to God, but honey, I respect God, and I'm not about to try him like that, because the way he was talking to the Lord, like, the heck I was looking like, who the heck you think you talking to? Like, because Moses, I mean, he just let the people, have him basically, because the people, of course, when he delivered them from Egypt, they still complained about everything. Oh, when we were in Egypt, everything was easy, everything was this, everything was that. Oh, you just keep putting manna out. We sick and tired of manna. Just complaining. And that burned God up. I mean, fire coming out of God. Like, he's about to blow but it took Moses to calm down from blowing everything down. Like, they was ticking God off. And it was going to come with the cost. Because he's like, dang, I just delivered y'all from that. But when he delivered you and you can't see how things are going to go, you start trying to, take back that control. And God is like, hold on, I don't condone the wrong. So hold on. But, we feel like we shouldn't have to deal with such things. We shouldn't have to do this. We shouldn't have to do that. All these things we shouldn't have to do. It's unfair. All this stuff, it just seems like it was so much easier if we just would work and just, get dirt for work, because it's, you leave hurt, because you put in all this work for nothing. And then you're limited to whatever the day will give you. He's trying to deliver you from that, but you want to hold on to that. You want to be defensive towards anything that's outside of that, because you have no control over the other thing. But that's where the milk and honey is. That's where most of the money is. But even trying to teach this to, some of the Boys and Girls Club I went to, and some of the children, they're just like, combative with me. And all I'm just trying to tell them, I'm like, I'm trying to set you free, you know, so you can be who you're destined to be. That's literally all I'm trying to do. But I remember this one child was like, no, because you're just trying to make us become entrepreneurs or business owners. I said, no, I'm just trying to help you do what you love to do. That's all I'm trying to do. Well, if I love to work at McDonald's, I said, well, that's fine. If you want to work at McDonald's for the rest of your life, you can do that. If that's what you love to do, if you love to work. No, I don't love to work at McDonald's. I'm just saying, but you're just being compatible for nothing. And that's how we are with God. Or, you know, I'm not like that because I'm available to Him now. But, you know, that's how you are with God. Like, He's trying to free you and you being combative with Him. Because you think you know more than Him. I've had adults that are older than me think they know more than me because of their age. Age means nothing. There's so many people that are older that act like 2-year-olds. They have no self-control. They have nothing. They can't teach nothing. They can't teach a piece of paper. They don't have the faith. They don't know what it takes. God is trying to elevate you. God is trying to take you to new levels. But you're wanting to settle. You're ready to throw in the towel and bow, which is foul. God is like, you're almost at the finish line. You're almost there. I know you're scared, but you're almost there. And I'm talking as someone that has been through it, going through it, whatever. Experience of having faith, and knows what it takes to have faith, knows what it looks like from the inside out. I know what it looks like, and I know what it feels like. In reality, I don't get you to look over your feels or make you feel bad for feeling the way, because Yahweh, you know, felt a certain type of way. Naturally. This is natural feelings that God knows. That's why He said, you can be angry, but sin not. He knows that this is going to happen. He knows that there's going to be certain things that's going to make you angry. But sin not. Stuff is going to make you angry. He knows that. It's a natural feeling. But just have self-control. Let go and let God. Swallow your pride. He also told me to tell you to stop trying to watch and see how it's going to be, or before you make a decision with someone that God has placed in your life, you have to look at their views or followings or whatever. You're excluding God out of all of that. All of the decision making. You gotta go to Billy, Sue, and John before you go to God. He said, seek first the kingdom of God. So you have to seek God first. He said, acknowledge Him, not them, in all of your ways. When He was talking to Moses or anybody that is a leader that He had to lead, it wasn't, Yahweh didn't go to His disciples and ask, what should I do? He told them what to do. They were all led by God. Even while we're reading about Moses, they followed the commandment of God that He told Moses to tell them. He didn't say, oh, Moses, go ask them what they think should be done, and then come to me, and then, you know, say none of that. So we're out of order. You're out of order. You're out of God's order. The order of God. So you're technically walking around with a fake facade because you're denying God. You go to man to understand and follow the plan. But not God, but you talk about God. God said, which one is it? You either in or you out. And his children can take correction. So, if you say that you are his children, you should be able to receive. You need to do what God has you to do. If he's placed somebody in your life, that's why Destin Magazine is where it's at. Because we're in this world, but we don't do of this world. We're not of this world. The whole birth of Destin Magazine came out of me teaching others how to discover their gifts and talents. And these are adults that I started out with. And, they built their business. I watched them build it from ground one, and I helped them, encouraged them on this faith journey. And it was like, I want to get them featured in the magazine. I want them, on the show. I want to expose this, And when I looked around, everybody that I had found was like, how long have they been in business? I'm like, they just started. I'm excited for them. And they were like, we only feature people that have been in business for 5 years that's making over 100,000 K and la-di-da-di-da. I'm like, okay. I'm like, Lord. Everywhere I go, they're just looking at numbers and looking at this and looking at that. I was like, I don't want to discourage these people. I just want to encourage these people. And he was like, that's what you're here to do. That's what I told you to do in my word. So I never knew how to publish a magazine. I never was into all of that. But God had me to publish my own magazine that is called Destin Magazine. So anyone that is going towards their destiny can be in Destin Magazine. You could have just started yesterday and you can be featured in Destin Magazine. We don't do it the traditional way. We don't do it the human way. We do it Yahweh. That's what Yahweh was telling him. He was like, you going by mere human rules. We don't go by human rules. We go by God. So if you have a business, you can be featured in Destin Magazine. I don't care if you started it today. You can be featured today in the Destin Magazine. We don't go by your following and all this stuff because just as I was discussing with my father, there's somebody picking their nose that got 1 billion views doing nothing. So it shows you how views and followings mean absolutely nothing because people will watch absolutely nothing. They will watch somebody pick their nose. And they will have 1 billion, shows and 1 billion views and all of that means absolutely nothing to God. He don't go by the outward. That's all in the Bible that people want to quote. He doesn't go by none of the outward. But most of these people go by outward appearance. Oh, they don't look right. Oh, no, they don't look like they have it. Oh, they don't. But all these people that think of themselves more than what they are, they don't even have the little money that, is required. You tell them a price and they got to go think about it. When I had money, abundantly, like I said I did, it was $150, nothing. I could have just did that with 2 seconds. Oh, that's all you need? Oh, you can get this done? Oh, here you go, It wasn't hard, But a lot of people say things that they don't, do. God is, he, you know, he doesn't go that road. He doesn't go by the outward appearance of what you appear to look like, sound like, be like. Book sense ain't real sense. You're going based off of somebody else's sense and the way they think. I've wrote books, you know, this is just my perspective on how things should be. You know, just, it's not true knowledge. True knowledge comes from God and through experience. That's why David's brothers, though they went through the army, they were not equipped to fight Goliath. David was equipped by God. He didn't need none of that equipment. None of the traditional stuff or the natural stuff or the usual stuff that you would usually use in a battle like this. He didn't need none of that. Not even some of that. All he needed was God. So I'm trying to help you swallow your pride and trust in God. Because when you do that, you deny God. And you walk around with a fake facade. And you are lie. Because you don't abide in what God said. He said uplift one another. Encourage one another. He said when you see someone in need, you're not supposed to say, oh, you need clothes? You need to get some clothes. I mean, you see someone that needs clothes, you say you need to get some clothes. He said don't say that. This is in the Bible that y'all read. If somebody needs food, don't say that they need food. It's common sense, it's generic. They already know that. If you have it, like you say you have it, you should give it. You see somebody in need, fulfill the need. This isn't a talk, this is a walk. So when you're actually faithing it, he said focus on the win, not the win. And when you're faithing it, you understand what that means. Because we don't know when it's going to happen. We don't know nothing. We just know that God told us to do it. When I was moving, I didn't have a physical address. I didn't have the physical proof of where I was going to move. I just know where he told me to move, and that was it. But I didn't have no physical address. I was actually denied a few times and then approved. After the yes, after he the one that told me to move. Faith. So, focus on the W-I-N, the win, and not when it's going to happen. Because again, my friend, as he just said on this video, when we rush him, we don't trust him. So let go and let God. Swallow your pride. Have a blessed day.